What's up, everybody?
Hey,
It's it's the crow and it's the Indian head.
it's Wilmer.
Yeah, that's right. He looks like an Indian head to me.
I don't know. Indians usually don't lose their hair.
And I've said hi to a few people. Let's see who I have. Jerry and Connie. How are you doing?
Boxcar Jerry, Dwight, Dwight Curley.
Yeah, I said hey to Dwight and the Wigwag.
Yep. Dragon Lovers 68.
There's Dave BNSF.
Hello, Dragon Lover.
There's Joe Raider.
Joe!
How's it going, Joe? I think what I'll do is while I'm standing down here,
Can you still hear me?
Yep, boy, we can hear you good there.
Oh, okay, good. So I'm using my computer microphone right now because I'm standing at my computer. When I go down
Ray
to
Bernstein.
Ray Bernstein.
Bernstein, or what? I'm sorry, Ray. I butchered your name. How's it going, buddy?
Joe needs our mailing addresses.
Joe wants our mailing addresses.
I don't know.
I think Joe got mine. He should have mine. No, I'll send it to you after the show, Joe.
Yeah, I'll send you mine too.
Let me make a note of it. Send it to your email.
Raymond Anthony, you didn't miss a thing yet. We're just starting.
Yep.
We're just starting.
So,
Joe, I don't know, Joe, if I have your email address, do I?
not I got it. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Wilmer can send it to me if I don't have it.
Don't you have that crinkled up paper that you had in your pocket?
I probably do somewhere on my dresser. There you go, Wilmer.
Everyone butchers your last name. That's all right. Bertelson. How's that? Bertelson.
There you go.
That sounds right. I had to have a drink of water to get that all the junk out of there.
Water's good for you.
Yeah. Well, I've been living on cough drops and antibiotics the last 5 days. So rabies. Call them rabies.
Yeah. Look, there's Ian, and there's Dave.
Hi, Ian. Dave.
The
How's
other
it going,
Dave.
buddy? Did you see the new chassis system CSX Heritage car engine? Robert.
I saw a picture of it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The
Yeah.
picture.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think you saw it. I'd be jealous if you did.
So I'll give it just a couple more minutes and then we'll get started.
Yeah, I knew Dave would say he loved it.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that paint scheme, I says, "Oh, Dave's probably already got a pre-order in." You know? They did a nice job with it too. They did a real nice job with it, I think. A lot of people criticized the B&O one, which I liked it, and the Chessie one's sweet. Dave, if Scale Trains is gonna make it, I'm gonna have one.
Yeah. Hey James, how are you?
James, how's it going, buddy? Hey, I wanted to say something too, James. As soon as I'm able to get some more stickers, I have you and a bunch of other people that have sent me stickers that I need to send stickers to, but I ran out of stickers a long while ago, before everybody started sending out these stickers. So, as soon as I get a chance to get some more, I was gonna maybe change the design a little bit of the ones I had, and I was hoping that my daughter would get some time and maybe try to make them on her Cricut, but that didn't happen. She's busier than Bugs Bunny with Elmer Fudd.
Okay, that's a new one.
Yeah. That's a Wilmer original.
Let's see. So, I guess I'm going to give it 45 more seconds and then I'll start. And that'll be 10 after.
You got 19 in here, so.
Yeah. And the rest that ain't in here are going to be missing the fun.
So, what are we going to have drying tonight?
We are going to have
Glue
static
dry?
grass. Static grass will be drying tonight.
Well, the static grass won't be drying. It'll be the glue that's going to hold
glue,
the static grass. So we're going to watch glue dry tonight.
There's BNSFCSX Bob. And there's Randall Ellison.
And Randall. How you doing tonight, guys?
All right. So I'm going to switch my microphone.
And I'm going to make your camera solo, and you just hear me talk. That's all.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
It's better than looking at me. Everybody needs to see what you're doing. Deep Run Railroad Mike. How's it going? Deep Run Railroad Mike.
All right. So here's what I have been working on the past few nights. Trying to get this done. So I've got as is so prevalent in Louisiana, is I've got a bayou. And just as an overview, there's the bayou and the bald cypress trees and the cypress knees. And if you don't know what cypress knees are, they're part of the root system of the cypress tree, so that they stick up above the ground. So I Let's see how close I can get in here.
Hi, New Ferris. How you doing?
Hey, New Fenris, how's it going?
Fenris.
All right.
Fenris. I always say Ferris. Why do I say that?
All right, how's this? So, first thing I had to do, of course, was paint my backdrop. And so
What was that?
Huh?
What was the first thing you did?
Paint my backdrop.
Oh, paint the backdrop.
Paint the backdrop. I had to get that done first before I did anything. So, I got that painted. Some trees back here, all the way over to here. Next thing I had to do was get my track in. Now, the reason I originally pulled up this track is because I was having some derailments on it if I was backing up. So the curves weren't, there was just something about the geometry of the curves that weren't right. And so I decided to tear it all out. When I had it tore out, I was going to put in this bayou scene. And so I built the bridge supports. They're just balsa wood, and then of course the abutments up against the end there. Then I had to, of course, lay the track, weather it, and you can see my track's about done weathered. How's that look? Wilmer, tell me if what I'm saying matches what you're seeing. Is it?
Okay. What do you want me to tell you?
If what I'm talking about is matching what you're seeing on camera.
Well, you got me down to where your track is. We're looking up your track.
Yeah, so I had to weather my track, of course, weather it, then ballast it.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, and then I had to put in all my trees and then pour my water. So my trees and my bushes, and then last night I poured this water.
You're putting fingerprints in the water.
Yeah, I'm putting fingerprints in my water. So it's already hardened, and this is a deep pour water. In fact, I didn't realize how much I had here, but I used 1.5 gallons of this stuff. So
Deep Run says the watercolor looks perfect.
Yeah, what I did is I used olive drab. And so what's funny is I had olive drab. I had the stuff from Woodland Scenics that I dyed my water with. And then I ran out of that. So I had a bottle of what was called faded olive drab, just Model Master paint. So I dumped that in and I used it. Then I still didn't have enough, and so I mixed up my own olive drab, and then I used it. So I've got about 3 different colors in here. And as you can see, I don't know how well you can, that's as close as I can get the camera, but you can see it's swirled in here. So because I poured 3 different pours, so while it was all still wet, so as it did, it kind of swirled and made patterns in there. And then also this pattern here looks like algae that's growing on top of the swamp water. And while it was wet, I put in my lily pads, and I put in my cattails, and that's what I did last night till almost midnight. So the big thing through the whole thing was making sure my track was good. So every step of the way I ran cars over my track to make sure nothing derailed. And that was the most important. If the track doesn't work, the rest of this is junk. So
here's one of the best compliments you got. Wait, where did it go?
What's that?
Hold on a minute. It looks very swampy looking.
There you go.
That's what Joe Rader says.
Well, if Mystic comes on, I hope he gets homesick.
Yeah. Gotta say hi to Anthony Borden who come in, and you got Mom and Son that came in,
Hey, Mom and Son. Hey, Anthony.
and I seen somebody else I seen come in. They'll come by here. Martin Searsma, that's who it was.
Oh, hey, Martin. How's it going?
They all said it looks great.
Thanks. So you can see my cypress knees that are in the water here on that side and on this side. Now, I do have a problem that I didn't realize. I can fix it, I guess. But this end was a lot lower than I expected it to be. So this end is just mud. So what I have to do is, my cypress trees are still up out of the water. I need to finish the bottom of the root system with some hydrocal and paint it to match the trees. Because what I did is, you could see, I just stuck the tree down with a glob of RTV. That was the best way to glue it down.
New Fenris says you can do his water on his layout.
Oh, he can do it. I'm sure he can.
And then Lynn McCurdy, he says you need some skeeters or mosquitoes.
Yeah. Well, I do have a couple pelicans I need to put in here. Hold on a second. I think I have them. I forgot about my pelicans, because let me grab them if I can find them real quick.
Anthony Borden wants to know, do you use real dirt on your ground cover?
I use a mixture of real dirt and grout.
Real dirt and grout.
Yeah, and this is a color of grout I got at Home Depot called Haystack. So I've got Haystack in there, and then I've got some of that red clay dirt that's so prevalent down here.
New Fenris says to leave it as low tide.
Yeah.
You don't want to have more.
I am, but I've still got to finish the roots of the trees here. So.
And BNSF Bob says the same thing I was thinking.
What's that?
You need some gators in there.
Yeah, I do have a gator.
Do you?
I do. I do have a gator. And
hi, Artie.
Here's my little pelicans. I have to paint them, but we have 4 little pelicans here. And I got these pelicans from a place called Cat's Paw. They do 3D printing. And Mini Prints might have some pelicans. I don't know. I haven't checked him out for those.
I'll bet any money you got gators.
Yeah. I do have a gator though that I haven't put in here, but I will be.
That is awesome with the pelicans.
Yeah. Well, it's Louisiana. You got to have a pelican, right?
Yeah.
So, all in all, this whole scene probably took me about 15 hours of time, believe it or not. It goes a lot faster explaining it, doesn't it? But it took about 15 hours to do all of this, so including the backdrop, the track, the scenicking. So, and I tried to get a little Spanish moss. I probably need to do some more on my trees back there. Can you see those? Can you see the Spanish moss hanging from the trees?
Yep. Yep.
So what I was going to do this evening was do a little static grass to cover up some of the mistakes for one thing.
Anthony Borden says there's a company out there that has swamp sounds that you could put in there.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I probably need a couple little frogs too, so they can sit on the lily pads.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool as you're coming through with your engines and you hear the crickets and the frogs and you know whatever other creatures are out there. Some poor duck biting a big one because a gator got it.
Yeah.
Dead pelicans.
But yeah, as far as, like I said, as far as touch up, I just need to fix these roots on these few trees over here, and that's probably it. I had another thing last night. I was going to pour the water tonight on the show, but I ended up doing it last night, and I'm glad I did because I had a few things I panicked about. One is the reason I had to mix up my own colors is because I kept running out. I didn't realize how much water I was going to have to use in this thing. So when you have to use 1.5 gallons and it's the deep pour kind, so you can pour it up to 4 inches. This stuff. So I think about 2 inches is about as deep as it gets. But
Anthony from Georgia Sunbelt says it's awesome looking scene. And Roy Container Man says, are we watching paint dry or water dry?
No, water's dry. One good thing about me having to mix my own paint is because of that I got different colors, but there's subtle changes in the colors. There's not, it's not a stark difference. It's enough to make it look like a swamp, and that's what I was going for. So that was kind of a happy accident.
Roy says it looks good.
What's that?
Roy says it looks really good.
Thank you, Roy. The other thing that made me panic was, like I said, I didn't realize that this was so much lower than that. So it started dripping off the end because I only have my dam is only up to here because I thought I would hold it. But it's having to, I had to, since it started running off, I had to make an RTV dam real quick. I just squirted a lot of RTV there, so that held it back. So that was a huge problem. I'm glad I didn't have to do that on camera and worry about what the camera was looking at. So,
hi, Schuylkill River Valley, John.
Hey, John. So you can see when you're doing this kind of stuff, you're going to have problems, but usually hardening is not a problem. If you follow the mix ratio, you're not going to have a problem with the stuff hardening. It's going to harden. So the other thing is with the mix ratio, you can't put in too much color. If you put in more color than is recommended, especially acrylic colors, it's not going to harden correctly. So you don't have as much problem with enamel paints, but you do with acrylic paints. If you put too much acrylic color in one of these in the mix, it's not going to harden properly. So just be aware of that. All right. Any questions so far?
I've been throwing them at you as I get them.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to try to do tonight is do my static grass. If I can, I laid my static grass thing up here so I would have it. And of course, I don't see it. Ah, there it is. All right. So the first place I'm going to put static grass is the places that things shouldn't be bare. And so you see along the edge of the track here?
Yeah.
Okay, that shouldn't be bare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here and put a little bit of static grass. I've got some 7mm with some 2mm. I'm going to mix in and see what I can do here.
Anthony from Georgia Sunbelt came in a little late, and he said, "Is there a better shot of the bridge over the water, or has you shown it already?"
Oh, let's see.
There you go, Anthony. You asked for it, buddy.
How's that?
That looks pretty cool. I mean, that looks really cool. That looks actually awesome.
Oh, good, because I can't really see my computer, so.
That's good. You don't need to see it. You just keep on moving that camera whichever way you want.
All right.
Looks pretty good. I can almost smell the stinky water. Yeah. Anthony says awesome. John Schoolkill, he says great. It was great looking scene. Split Rock says well done.
Thank you. Thank you all.
It is a nice looking scene.
I've got a mixture in here of.
Dave BNSF says it looks great. Everybody seems to like it. Except
Well,
where's
good.
the Gators? I keep asking, where's the Gators?
They're coming. They're coming.
Split Rock says he can hear the frogs.
That's good. Am I focused in the right spot?
Yeah, you can see what you're doing.
See over here where I'm pointing?
Yeah, we can see you good there.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is get all the dried glue off of my.
While you're doing that, Lynn McCurdy wants to know, you said that you used grout. Was it difficult or easy?
It's as easy as using any other ground cover. The only thing is that grout's pretty dusty, so it's just, if you just be careful getting it in your face and all. Hold on my second. My glue always dries up in the cap for some reason. What I did is I put a layer of glue down and then sprinkled the grout. And then I put, I came along and put some wet water over it, along with, some other ground foam and stuff, and then some glue, just basically like you do any kind of stuff you're doing. It's just that grout just makes such good colors, such natural colors. And the only problem with using real dirt is that with the glue and the wet water and all, the dirt will actually come out a little bit darker, where the grout won't. The grout will just stay its color. So that's the downside to real dirt. I still use real dirt, but the downside is that it'll be darker than.
Wigwag wants to know, if you have a runny nose and breathe in grout dust, will it seal your nostrils?
Yes, absolutely. Then you'll have to get a chisel out.
There you go. I've been there.
So then this is how I cover up mistakes too. Or thin spots is you can cover them up with the static grass. Of course, I'm just smearing the glue a little bit. I could have done that with a brush, but I decided to be messy and do it with my finger.
Lynn McCurdy said the reason he asked is because he's been reading about using grout for roads.
Yeah. I actually have a road that I use grout on too, over on the other side of the layout.
Your arm's in the way. We can't see what you're doing.
Nope. Sorry. Is it still in the way?
I don't know. Stand on your head and see if that'll help. I'm being ornery.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know. I never be ornery. What size static grass are you using?
So I'm using a mixture of 7 millimeter and 2 millimeter.
A mixture of 7 and 2. That's quite a drastic change there.
It is. So, oh, here comes the cat.
Naturally.
Now,
How'd you keep him out of the wet water when you was pouring it?
he actually didn't bother with it. So
That's unusual.
now what I do is a lot of times static grass won't stand up. Does anybody else have that problem, or is it just me? Huh?
I don't know. All right, Artie.
All right, Artie.
Good night. He has an appointment. He said he has to run off.
So what I do is I wait about 10 or 15 minutes with a static grass, and then I'll come over with the vacuum cleaner and I will hold the vacuum cleaner about an inch off of the static grass, and that makes it stand up more.
You got to hear these guys.
What?
Lynn McCurdy says, watching Jimmy from DIY use the static app, and he zaps himself. And he says, Martin says you ought to shock the kitty.
Oh,
Oh,
how mean is that?
Yeah. Anthony says, just you, Robert.
Just me, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I have a problem with static grass, that it won't stand up. And so what I do is, like I said, I do that trick with the vacuum cleaner.
I think I've seen somewhere how to help make it or comb it a little bit after it dries.
Yes.
Or lightly
you can definitely do that as well.
Yeah. Dave BNS says more power. You need a Tim the Toolman static grass applicator.
Yeah, that's right. That'd be great, wouldn't it? And see, this didn't have as much problem standing up as the other side.
Anthony says if you have a fine tooth comb, use that after it dries.
Yeah, I wonder if I could go get a knit comb.
I don't know. He says a fine tooth one, like I said.
Yeah. Well, knit combs are fine tooth, aren't they?
I don't know. Do I look like I use combs? I don't have enough hair to comb. There's more static grass there than is on my head.
Yeah. All right.
A lice comb is what James Galton said.
A what?
A lice comb.
Yeah, that's a knit comb. Yeah.
Okay. Eagle Creek Railroad says hi.
Howdy, Eagle Creek.
You have 32 people watching now.
32 people watching me do static grass, huh?
Yep. It goes to show you they like to see glue dry more than they do paint. Oh, yeah. Split Rock says this is something you could try. After you empty out the static grass applicator, it says to put the empty applicator over with the electrode in, and it'll keep pulling the grass up.
Okay.
That's what he says. Do you understand what he meant?
Yep.
Bob Ainsworth says, I've heard we should use a 12-volt applicator. I watched a YouTube video and he went very close to the grass after the applicator but didn't shake it. So otherwise, get really close to the grass but don't shake it.
Okay.
See if that works. Dave BNSF N Scaler says you're a glutton for punishment. Otherwise, that's probably how you get shocked.
Well, he's right.
Hold the electrode under the applicator. Don't plant the applicator in the scenery. Is what Split Rock's telling you. Roy says he thinks your battery's dead. He said maybe you ought to zap yourself to see if it works.
Thanks, Roy. I appreciate that.
Keep the electrode moving as you move the applicator.
Okay. Just keep it under the applicator, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, now see, it's funny on this side, it was perfect.
How's it going, Dennis? Otter Creek, he's in there going, ooh, scenery. Mystic's in here. What do you think of this scene, Mystic? Make you homesick?
I hope it does. Yeah, see, this is just a 9-volt applicator, so maybe it's just too weak.
Crooked River and Eastern says lots of experts here to help you there, Robert.
Yeah. Hey, I just wing this a lot of times.
Hey, Hey, any kind of tip like that is always appreciated. At least I think, to me, it is.
Yep. Yep, it is to me too. And I just, like I said, I just wing this a lot of times. So it's like where I'm putting the grass now. I'm just trying to cover bare spots is all I'm doing.
All right. Here's a good question for you, Robert.
Yeah.
New Fenris wants to know, what brand of trees did you use?
So that's a good question. That's a very good question. I meant to mention that in the beginning. Um, hang on a second.
Dennis says he has no sound. Everybody else got it. Split Rock wants to know if you and I help each other with JMRI. The answer to that is no. Robert helps me. I ain't no help. He pretty much set it up for me and answers some questions when questions arise, and does a pretty nice job of it. His volume gets loud, Anthony, or not so loud when he walks away from the mic. He has an external mic on that, and if he's not pretty much facing it, it gets quiet. That's why he put my big mouth in here.
Yeah.
Nobody asked you to agree.
I don't know. Well, there we go. I guess I should turn it on, huh? That might help.
Yeah, that might help a lot. Yes, you're exactly right, Split Rock. Robert and I have become pretty good friends. It is
Yeah,
good
we
to have
have.
a good friend in a hobby. But I consider everybody on YouTube my friend, so. How's it going, Mystic? You getting homesick looking at this scene? He put a swamp in. He's calling it Mystic Swamp.
Yeah. Let me see now. Everybody turn down your volume because I'm fixing to use the vacuum cleaner. So that's just a warning.
That's the quietest sweeper I've ever heard. That's because his mic ain't turned on. Yeah, that might help, Dennis. Robert! Robert! He must have turned the thing off.
Yes, sir.
Split Rock wants to know, you're not going to let the glue dry when you take over it with that vacuum?
No. Well, that's why I just hold it a certain amount, like an inch or so off of the
You're wasting
layout, and it helps to pull the grass up some.
You're wasting a lot of static grass there, right? Aren't you? You didn't have a sock over it or something.
Yes, you're right. I should have had a sock over it, but I was not prepared.
Yeah. That's always that get you in trouble, man, not having a sock over it. It's a lot of money going up the tube.
So now let me get this. Get this going. But that does help to raise the grass some when you do that. I just wait till it dries for about 10 minutes or so and then do that with the vacuum. There we go.
Hi, a race fan.
Now, I tell you what I don't have as much problem with is this faller grass. I love this faller. This stuff is a lot finer than the woodland scenic stuff, and it just stands up a whole lot better.
I like Faller's stuff too.
Yeah.
I'm not a real big fan of woodland scenics.
No, I'm not either.
I like Scenic Express or Fowler. I've even got some stuff from the Chinese stores. Like Wish and that.
Mm-hmm.
That actually works better than woodland scenics. I hate to say that. It's a shame to say that. Hiya, Randy, RDNT. How you doing, buddy?
It's just this faller stuff it works incredibly well and seems to stand up a lot better than the woodland scenic stuff does. And I know it is a little bit finer.
Dennis, he's using 7 and 2. He's mixture of 7 and 2.
And now I'm fixing to use a 6 millimeter.
6 millimeter. You're going to use 6 millimeter now.
Yep.
Ray says, do what you just did before vacuuming. Let the glue set up, then vacuum. You're doing it backwards.
Yeah, I know. I let the glue set up about 10 minutes. All right, let's see what happens here.
Well, Anthony, that ain't no good.
What's that?
He said he's just not working on the layout lately. That ain't no good.
No, we need Anthony. We need you working on that great layout.
That's right, Dennis. You hear Wilmer. I'm in the background answering the questions for Robert. And then every once in a while, just picking on Robert.
Yeah.
That's correct, Dennis.
Yeah, I really like this faller stuff. It's seems to do a lot of good things.
Split Rock says you can always add more layers to the static grass each work section.
Yes, that's true.
Change colors and length.
That's a good point, Tom.
Dennis, he's using 6mm now.
Yes. But you have to be a little bit careful with static grass because you can sure overdo it. Doesn't seem to want to come out.
That Woodland Scenic stuff's clogged it up.
Yeah. But see, this stuff, this faller just stands up. I mean, just so much better. Now I've got a little video coming out on how I weathered my track, and then also one on how I made these bridge pylons here too.
Split Rock says, I use really long 12 SG 12mm. When it is set, I brush glue lightly across the top of the blades and sprinkle on Woodland Scenic's flower colors. It looks like goldenrod.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Well, it's sticking to my hand. I guess that's good if it's sticking to my hand, right?
from this angle, looking at it, what you just put down looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that stands up. And like I said, that's the faller stuff, and I love it. I don't have near as many problems with it as I do the other brands. Maybe it's just me. It could be.
Could be. Split Rock says there's a lot of crazy wildflowers that grow along the roads and the tracks. That's why you want to put some of that in there to give it realism.
Yeah.
That's why he did the goldenrod thing. I like that idea. I think sounds cool.
And I have to be careful though because I'm modeling the fall,
right?
Early fall. So
Split Rock says he has the most luck with Scenic Express static grass, but he said Fallers is pretty good.
Yeah. I don't have the luck with Woodland Scenic stuff that I do with Faller. Now, what you can do if the color's not exactly right, you can come along with your airbrush and paint the static grass.
You're doing that spot again?
Yeah, I am, because I just don't like the effect. I mean, the grass laid down and it didn't do what I wanted it to do. So I'm gonna come back with some of this faller grass and make it look a little bit better.
Joe Rader wants to know, where did you buy the Faller stuff at?
Wow, I think I had to get it from a place in Canada. I couldn't find it anywhere else, and I found it online at a place in Canada and ordered it.
I can get Faller stuff from my local hobby shop. One I took you to.
Yeah.
Because I use Faller's glue. I really like their expert glue. He has other stuff there that's Faller's too. These guys.
What?
Anthony from Georgia Sunbelt said, you want to have kudzu, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Briar patches and other vines.
Yeah, kudzu doesn't grow down here. It does up on the East Coast.
Split Rock says, you know how to plant kudzu, don't you? He says, throw it down first, and then second, run.
Yeah, that's right. Because that stuff grows all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't grow much around here.
Probably because it's so stinking hot down there.
Yeah. So, just a second before I go on, I want to get talk about.
That's a good idea too. Split Rock says, put some brown grass down by where the ballast is to make it look like the railroad weed sprayer went through.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about my trees back here.
Real quick, a question. Dennis from Otter Creek wants to know, is it a standard Elmer's glue or is it a special mix in the Elmer's bottle?
No, it's just Elmer's glue.
Yeah.
Nothing special about it. And just the Elmer's glue I bought at the store.
James Galton said he's never saw it in Canada, that Fowler grass.
Yeah, the store I bought it from was in Canada, and I can't remember what store it was because they're the only ones that had it. Yeah. So these trees back here, my bald cypress trees and the cypress knees, are from a place called johnsHOtrees.com, and he makes in-scale trees also. But so don't let the name fool you. But he
You
does
say it was Dawn's.
John, John.
John's HO Trees.
Yeah. So put the link up there in the chat, Wilmer, if you can.
No, it won't let me. That's one feature it don't let me. Oh, maybe it will. Let me try this here. Let me see if it'll
It
do
should
this.
because you're a moderator.
Well, it ain't. I don't even see it. What would you say it was? John's Trees?
John's HO Trees.
John HO Trees. What the devil? Why ain't it working?
And it's John's. It's JOHNS.
I don't know what happened there. It won't let me do it. Sorry.
Hold on, let me see if I can do it. Because, yeah, I mean he's well known around this area. So if you're, because he goes to train shows all in Texas and Oklahoma and all.
Well, I looked at the website. He ships anywhere.
Yep.
Makes nice trees. Real nice looking trees. I agree, Dennis, 100% that this is a cover photo. He gets it down there angled right where it comes up on the bridge. And that's a pretty sharp scene. That's a signature scene for sure.
Well, thank you. There, I put the link there in the chat.
Oh, okay. He put it in the chat. Here, I'll put it up on the screen for you. There we go. There's the link for the trees. The guy makes a really nice looking trees. He really does.
Yeah, so all my cypress trees in the background here are all his trees. So I've got 17, I think, back there.
And if you want like some specialty trees for a signature shot.
Yeah. And he's very reasonable.
Yeah, I thought so.
His prices are very reasonable. Hold on a second. I am.
Split Rock says you only need 3,749 more trees.
That's right. That's all I need. And this remote control. And this lamp. That's all I need. What movie is that from?
Anthony from Georgia Sunbelt asked if Split Rock counted them right. He thinks he missed one or two.
All right. So
I like the way you did the trees, though, that in the background with your backdrop.
yes.
I know part of that's painted. It looks so natural. It really does. At least in the camera, it really looks natural.
Oh well, thanks. I'm glad. I'm glad that I tell you what, the backdrop wasn't. That was another thing I was fretting
You
because
do
I
do a
was.
pretty good job with backdrops.
Now I've got a mix here of 4 millimeter and 6 millimeter grass.
Well, look at that static grass on that there glue bottle.
Yes, I get that out of the way. Now if I can, so you can see there. You see how messy I am. That's what that's for.
Why you got to be like that?
I don't know. Good thing about static grass is it doesn't have to be. You don't want it perfect. That's for sure. Because grass just doesn't grow perfect.
Mystic says not perfect is his specialty.
That's good.
And Split Rock says you're supposed to get messy doing scenery.
Well, there you go. Then I'm doing it right then.
It's a contact sport. That's why you got to shock yourself every once in a while.
Yeah.
Manshed Railroad, Aaron. He said
Yeah.
it looks like Arkansas terrain.
Well, you're getting close. It's supposed to be
Close, huh?
Louisiana. Which in a lot of places that all looks similar.
Rail artist says grass don't grow perfect. Trust him. He says all you have to do is look at his front yard. Far
Yeah,
from
no kidding.
perfect.
I'll have to agree with you there.
Bob Ainsworth said he said he heard at one time that if you spray a fine mist of wet water
Mm-hmm.
over the area first, it will conduct the voltage better.
Really? Well, let me try that. I'll finish this little patch and then try that. Because I can always try new things. Before or after the glue?
Roy. He said, Louisiana, Arkansas, what's the difference? Arkansas is a southern state with hillbillies. Shame on you.
And Louisiana's got Cajuns. Let's see here. So first I'm going to try it. I'm going to mist that little spot.
Mystic Railroad said both states are broke as heck. Mystic, I thought you were from New Jersey.
No, he's from New Orleans.
I thought he lived in New Jersey. I thought he moved up. I thought he turned into a Yankee. Oh boy. Yeah, Container Man wanted to know he's what wet water before the glue or wet water mixed with the glue. Bob Ainsworth says before the glue, just like you did.
I did it before the glue. That's what I did.
Oh, he lives in Rhode Island. That's worse than New Jersey. That's okay, buddy. Bet you're enjoying the cooler climate, no skeeters or gators.
All right.
Bob Ainsworth said he's from the New Jersey guy.
So let's see. I see a couple more little patches that I might be able to, but I don't want to cover up all the patches either. I just want to.
Yeah.
That did seem to attract.
Does it seem to work better?
Yeah. All right, let's see how that works. Now, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to leave some of that bare. Let's just see what happens. And then you can always come back and add more.
That's right. It's coming together pretty nice. It kind of looks pretty close to natural right now. I mean, it's getting there. You need some goldenrod in there and
yeah,
some dead grass along the tracks. And
I don't think KCS ever sprayed weeds. They just waited till the engines came along and the sparks from the exhaust caught the weeds on fire and they let them burn.
Yeah, them Canadians will teach them how to do it.
Bent some of my trees here. There we go.
Yeah, he does have some cattails painted, Roy.
Yeah, there are cattails right there if you can see them.
No, I can't. Well, now that you pointed them out, yeah, I do see them.
Yeah. So cattails, and then of course, were you able to see my lily pads over here?
Yeah, yep, I did see them. You're making Mystic. He's hungry for some crawfish boil.
Oh, I should have some crawdads all over in here, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
You missed crawdad season, John. I'm sorry. So, like I said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait a few minutes, and then I'm going to use my vacuum cleaner to help pull up the grass a little bit. I just have it about an inch above the layout, and then that helps the grass stand up some. And then, of course, after everything dries, then I'll vacuum. And
Bob Ainsworth wants to know. He said he couldn't tell, but he said, "Did you stick the probe into the scenery or just lay it there?"
I just laid it there. I just touch it.
Mystic likes the way you did the water.
Well, that's what I'm going for. If he's homesick, then
Oh
I
yeah,
did my
you got him
job.
over here talking about crawdads and everything else.
Yep.
Frog legs.
Yeah, then that's my job is done. And like I say, you can come back if you don't like the exact color of the grass. You can come back with your airbrush and paint the grass, because I've done that in certain spots too. Plus, if it's longer grass, you can paint it kind of a grayish brown over the top. You know how grass dies as it gets longer. The top of it is just a different color. So you can do that as well.
Split Rock wants to know when I'm having another op session. I don't know.
Let's see. How does that look?
Oh, that looks good. I'd put the camera up to where you don't see the wood. There you go. Well, just about got there.
Yeah. Didn't quite.
Yeah. I don't know. It gets the feel. It gets the feel. That looks good. You need to have your train run through there.
Yeah, I've still got static grass on the track, so I'm not going to do that.
It was a great looking view. Why did you have to touch it?
Sorry.
There you go. That's not bad. Now I don't see the train, but that's not bad.
We can do that. I mean, we can.
Manshed Railroad Aaron wants to know, do you plan to curve the fascia to match the terrain?
No, I am not going to curve the fascia. I'm just going to do the fascia straight. Or how's that look?
Split Rock said, leave it there for a little bit. He wants to take a screenshot of that.
Okay.
Okay. Then he's going to Photoshop it to form you. Oh, from you. He's going to Photoshop it then. That is a nice looking scene. It looks great with the train coming across the bridge. It really does. Mystic says that's an incredible scene, Robert. He's like, you got him like excited. It is. It does look really good, Robert. You did a great job, man. Hats off.
Well, I do appreciate it.
He says, move the camera a little. a little bit so that Split Rock can get so the tree ain't in the center of the picture. The one tree. You got one tree, it's right in the center of the picture. So just move it a little bit to the right. Yeah, that's better.
Did I get it?
Yeah.
Does he want that out?
I don't know.
Because I can put the camera in between the trees.
A little bit to the left. Just a little bit. Turn it just a little tad. There, perfect. Don't move. That's pretty cool. I can see your knees and stuff out in the swamp on the other side of the bridge.
Oh.
I can almost smell that stinky, that swamp water stuff.
Oh, man.
Yep, those are lily pads, Mystic.
Yeah, I do have lily pads there and cypress knees and everything.
Right.
Look better with the tree on the side. Okay. I can do that. I can move it back.
The other
Is
way.
it right?
The other way. Definitely gonna have to Photoshop it.
Huh? Oh, I got too much of the wood in it.
Yep.
Yeah, the fascia's going to be black, so.
A little bit more. A little more to the right.
To the right?
Or to the left, I mean. A little more. Just a shade more. Right there. Oh, too much. Right there. Oh.
Hold on, I'm having a hard time getting it to sit. How's that? Which way do you want it?
I don't know. Looks good right there. Don't move.
Right there?
Yeah, don't move. All right.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, give
Oh, it's 8:23 already.
Yeah.
Where did they go?
Go ahead and give John's HO Trees a visit. I mean, his prices are really reasonable.
Yeah, let's see if I can find that address again here, and I'll put it back up on the screen. Huh. Where'd it go?
1 millimeter to the left, John said.
Yep.
Aim it between the two trees on the left.
Oh, well. There it is. There it is. I'll put it up on the screen there. It's johnsHOtrees.com.
How's that?
Yeah, not bad. Looks like you're crawling on the ground to look out at everything and getting sand fleas all over your stomach. Sand fleas. Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. Well, as long as Wilmer says not bad.
You really nailed the water. I will give you that. You did. You nailed it.
Well, I appreciate that. That was a happy little accident, as Bob Ross says. See you, man, Shad. Hey, Kyle. Yeah, so like I said, I'll just let that dry and see what happens from there.
Yeah.
Take the wordage off. Tom says take
All right, hold on.
the banner off there. Is that good, Tom, where it is?
I took the banner off. Leave it there for 30 seconds, he says.
Okay.
There's probably a 3-minute delay. Mystic says that's what it looks like where he grew up.
That's it. It's true too. I only need about how many more trees do I need?
What was it, 3,789 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Give or take 250.
All right, Tom. We'll see if he can do some magic. See what happens.
He said he has a few good ones. He said thanks a lot. Let him do some magic.
Oh man. So anyway, I guess that's all for tonight.
All right. I think it was a pretty good show.
Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm sorry I didn't do more on camera, but you can see this took almost an hour and a half. So if I'd have been doing any more, it would have been a 5-hour show.
There's Kyle Stevens come in finally.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to close up their shop there, Kyle.
Yeah. Thanks, John SRV. And go ahead and promote your channels if you want to, guys. Make sure you.
I have Nathan DeLay coming in town on Thursday. I'm supposed to meet up with him. And I'm hoping it don't rain because I want to take him out and show him some stuff. I'm going to take him out and show him the some historic stuff, railroad stuff around the area. If it's raining, I can't do that. I had to over the weekend. I ended up going to the emergency room, and I'm having problems with bronchitis and my COPD. So if it's raining, I ain't going out there and getting pneumonia. So,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping to do that and a few other things with Nathan, and I would definitely hope to have some video for that. And we'll see what goes on from there. Dundas says he has 429 subscribers now.
Wow. We'll try to get you up there.
Anthony said he got 829. Right,
well, that's because he's got such a killer layout. Go over and subscribe to James at Dundas if you haven't already, too.
I've got 919.
Thanks, Bob.
919. 919.
919.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I do. Joe Rader said he finally broke 400, 405 to be exact.
All right. Well, go see Joe's if you haven't subscribed too, because he's got a great layout.
He has an awesome layout. And if you're ever in the area where he lives, you definitely want to stop at Joe's and see his layout, because it will definitely surprise you on the size of it. Watching the videos, you do not. That's pretty much everybody's. You don't really get a good idea of the size.
Yeah.
Now everybody says it comes to my house said they thought it was bigger, but it's not. So
it still takes him an hour and a half to do a switching job.
Well, yeah. Well, that's because I'm still working out the bugs. I'll get there.
Joe Rader should have 4,005 subs.
Yes, he should.
Not 405. 4,005. Well, I appreciate everybody dropping in tonight and staying with me till the end. So you guys have a great evening, and I will see you next time. Go over and bug Heath if you get a chance.
You got Dave at Crooked River and Eastern next week.
Yes, that's right. Make sure you join Dave next Tuesday at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. All right, y'all take it easy. Have a good evening.
Good night. God bless.